Hi everyone. It's Sunday morning. It was a very sunny day actually. I'm trying to fix my microphone. It was a very sunny morning when I came down here to the lake, but the cloud just came in, of course, as soon as I got to the lake, so it's a bit cooler than I expected. I just wanted to talk to you again today about courage and give you an update on what's happening with this channel and the movement of material from the channel. But I know I did a video on courage 4 months ago, maybe. It was still like winter or spring when I did it. And I want to reiterate it because it's one of the most important tools we have right now for ourselves. The courage that I'm talking about is not the courage to fix things or change the world. It's to do what you know is right for yourself. And I looked up courage out of curiosity. I went to the dictionary and went to the word origins. And I didn't like the definitions of the word courage. I thought they were not really correct. But when you go into the word origins, you find that the word comes from Old English, Old French, and it means the heart. So courage is another word that links to the heart and therefore links to what is most important to you, what means something to you, what has value to you. And the courage comes in when you have to do something that you know is right, but which is going to cause difficulty by doing it. And by difficulty, there's 100 different reasons as to what difficulty might mean by going ahead, but you choose to go ahead. You choose not to cave in, not to run away, not to be a coward. You choose to act on whatever your heart tells you is right. And it's going to get harder and harder here in the country I live in. They just opened up society yesterday. So everything is back open. Oh, yes, you can go to bars now. You can go to the movie theater again. You can do everything again because you've all been such good little boys and girls. You've done what you've been told. So here you go. So when they shut this all down again, they're going to blame it on everyone who didn't do what they were told. And the backlash will become harsh. The backlash right now in several countries for not doing what you're told is harsh. And I have the utmost respect for everyone who is staying true to themselves right now, who's not going to make life easy for themselves just to feel a bit better. I've got a couple of people that I know who have some authority, you might say, with a lot of people. Spiritual teacher type vibe to them, or that's how they like to think of themselves. And they've been more cowardly than just about anybody. My respect for all of them is gone. But those of you who are doing what you know is right, at least, and you may find out in a year's time, you should have done something else, but at least you have to follow what you think is right now. I have great respect for you. Me starting this channel and continuing to run this channel this long has been an act of courage because I knew as soon as I wrote the exposition book, I was putting a bigger target on myself than I had before. And once I did the channel, the target grows. And, it's put me in the firing line when I could have just as easily just said, yeah, this stuff is really interesting. I feel it's really important. It's really valuable, but I'm just going to sit in my shack in the woods and everybody's on their own. And I'm not saying that's would be a wrong thing to do, because for some people that would be exactly what their heart tells them to do. And that would take courage in itself, to have to just say, well, the world's going to have to do what it needs to do. I need to be just by myself. I need to just be on my own and allow my process to happen. And there will be backlash for doing that, because, of course, anything you do that the heart wants you to do that's not what everybody else is doing will have some form of backlash. So courage. Courage. It's the key word right now, and it's as many people as you can that are in your life that are showing courage in one form or another, even if they're not showing courage in, 3 areas, but they're showing courage in one. You need to acknowledge that, and you need to, here comes the sun now, and you need to let them know that you respect their choices and you respect the difficult decisions that they're going through. This channel is going to slowly be, what's the word I'm going to use for it? It's slowly going to be now slimmed down. That's the best way of putting it, slimmed down. I'm starting to move the oldest videos over to freevoice, and I'm going to be doing that. I'll sort of take down 7 or 8 oldest videos, and maybe 2 or 3 will be good enough that I think they should be, that they're the keepers, keep them online. Every video I've made is not a keeper. Some I think are. So I've begun that process. Some are moving over to freevoice today or the next few days, and you'll notice that the number of videos on my channel is going to get less and less and less. Just to give less and less reason for things to be taken down here, because it's good to keep this thing running as a runner, as a feeder to where material is going to be for now. And so it's a lot of extra work, but that's okay. That needs to be done, and I think this stuff should be in a safe place and stored and available for some time in the future anyway, as long as the certain things on the internet are allowed to run. If you want to take the opportunity that it's obviously here now, the opportunity to really know, going past the false is courage. Going past what you've believed is courage. Going past what you've been told to hold on to walk into the unknown, to walk without any footing, without any foundation of. That's what beliefs are for, right? Beliefs are there to make you feel comfortable every time you come into the unknown. When you come into something you don't know, something that doesn't make sense, you pull out your belief package, and the belief package tells you what to think. Everything's okay, I can understand it. Because the one thing the egoic mind doesn't like is to not understand. To have to admit, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what this is, I don't know what this experience is, I can't explain it. The mind doesn't like that. And so to walk deeper and deeper into a path of truth means you're going to have to walk deeper and deeper into unknown territory and be okay with that. Be okay with being more and more confused, more and more challenge and difficulty. That's also courage. Courage isn't just some guy on a hill with a rifle who's not going to, not going to let the ground go, or it's all sorts of stuff. It's there's a whole lot of ways that courage can be displayed, and maybe it's a good time to think back in your life. Maybe it's a good time to think back in your life and don't think about the times you didn't have courage. We don't need to break ourselves down anymore. The world is hammering all of us enough. So let's look at all the times in your life when you had courage. What are choices that you made, things that you did, things that you said that required courage for you to do it? Remember those experiences, and remember what drew you to them? I can think of one just off the top of my head now. When I was, I guess, 14 years old, and I was playing for a specific hockey team in Ottawa, and had a real problem with the coach, like a real problem. I was really dedicating myself to try to be a leader and run this club, and he was just he was driving me into the ground day after day after day, and I just wouldn't handle it anymore. And so when I found out that the club wouldn't change the coaching staff, then I said, okay, let me play with a different team. Let me go up 1 year where the club, the 15-year-olds were happy to have me playing for them. And the club refused. And so I just quit. It was tremendous courage, because it was a big minus on my career. There's no question that it long term as a professional hockey player, it was it took me back a step. But the team I went and played for, that I then chose to play for at a level below, I had the most fun maybe of my hockey career. I literally had really, really good coach. Not so much, Brian wasn't the greatest teacher coach, but he was the greatest. He was a great coach at just being a really keeping things on track, not letting you, giving you lots of freedom, but not letting you go too far that, you were out of control or chaos was ensuing, that there were borders, and he enforced pretty loose borders, but he did enforce them, but he was very positive and really wanted you to succeed, and we did. I think we played 120 games and we maybe lost 9 in the whole season or something. And we were so successful because we were having so much fun. We were enjoying going to the rink, and but to have that experience, I had to have this great courage to stand my ground and say, this is what's right for me. This is what I need or what I don't need, and if you're not going to go with that, then I'm going to leave. That's just the way it is. And I want you to look back at the situations in your life when you've had to show courage, when you've had to stand your ground, when everything inside told you should do something else, you should do this, people will be upset, what my mom and dad think, oh no, I'll make this won't be good for me, society's not going to like me, but you did it anyway. You went through and you did it anyway because you knew that's what you needed to do. I want you to pull those memories into you. And I want you to feel and just lightly feel that experience of when you were there. Can you bring that into what you're doing and having to do now to remind yourself, okay, my whole family doesn't like me, doesn't want to talk to me, all my friends have left me, whatever, I don't know if I'm going to have my job, I don't know if I'm going to do this, but I'm going to stay firm. I'm going to hold firm in this because this will pay off. The courage you show is going to pay off. And it might not, I don't mean pay off in this lifetime necessarily. It's not like so many people out there, keep talking to me. Oh, it's all going to be better. Oh, things will change. Everyone will understand what's going on and we'll change it all and the world's going to change and it's all going to be wonderful again. Oh, we're all going to be just back on airplanes and living our lives. And I don't want to take your hope away from you because I know hope is a valuable tool, but no, no. The zombification of the human population is quite complete. And yeah, there's a huge contingent of people who are not zombified at this point. But it's going to take a huge shift to overturn where this is going. I'm not saying the shift won't happen. I'm just having to see that it's highly likely won't. But where is the courage? Where is what we learn going to benefit us? If it's not going to benefit us now, if doing the right thing, you might say, if living in a clear and truthful way won't actually make living in this reality easier, well, when is that going to help us? Well, maybe when we make the death transition. Then when we make that transition, I think Matt said this, Quantum of Conscious, a little while ago. He said something like, all that we learn now, all the false we remove, or all the truth we find, we'll be able to take that into the next level, meaning the death transition, and there'll be less we'll be fooled by in that realm. I would have to agree with that. I'd have to think everything that you know is false, everything that is no longer a trap for you, is going to be one more thing that can't trick you when the next big round of tricks are going to come. And I think every bit of courage you show now you're going to hold on to that. You're going to hold on to those experiences when you're at that bridge and are you just going to be recycled again and just do what you're told still and do the easy route? Do the easy route, or are you going to cross the bridge, even though crossing the bridge might be really, really tough and scary, but you're going to cross it anyway, and you're going to find out what's on the other side, and you're going to find out what your true self really is, right? Speaking metaphorically. And I think every bit that we do here is going to potentially benefit you at that time. I don't know, right? I don't know for sure. Don't bank on my words. I'm just giving you my opinion. But you can't always showing what you call character in the dream, showing character in this world. Every time you show some character, every time you're honest and hold and do what you say and keep your commitment and do what you can for someone else and not you have a chance to screw somebody over and you don't. Every time you do something like that, there's a momentum being built. There's an energy happening. There's a movement coming on. There's a movement happening. And how the movement plays out, we'll have to wait and see. So I guess the whole point of this is just reminding you, one, that if you have videos that you really, really like on my channel, download them, save them, keep them, make sure they're there. All the best ones, I hope, which would be the one you like, will wind up on freevoice soon, and there'll be like a giant library there for you. But keep it anyway, just to be safe. And yeah, look at these words: courage, character, honesty, commitment, passion. Hold on to all of those things. Hold on to every one of them. It's going to pay off. It's going to pay off for you somewhere. You just might not see it this week, this month, this year. You might not even see it while you're still in a physical body. But I'm pretty sure it's going to do something for all of us who follow it. And keep questioning. Keep clear. More and more things are going to start coming at you now. 2022, I think we're going to see a whole new... I'm still waiting for the twist. Or as my friend Scott wrote in an email, the Joker card. The Joker card still hasn't been played yet. The wild card hasn't been thrown in yet. Something is going to still shake all of this up. It might shake it up in a really bizarre, nutty way. It might shake it up, even though it seems bad at the beginning, it's shaking it up for something to really open. But we've kind of been on this trajectory for a while. We've kind of been on the same road for a while. And eventually, one way or another, there's going to have to become a fork, or the road's got to turn, or the road's got to shift, the road's got to go up and down. The road just can't stay straight continuously on this story, because people are, on all levels, people are getting tired of it. Even the ones who fully believe the thing, who are fully, who are bought into this, they're getting tired of it too. So you're going to have to throw something else in there that's completely different, that is on a completely different roadway. One way or another, there has to be a shake-up of something. And it's hard to know what that wild card joker is going to be, but it's going to come. And I think Scott predicted November, December. For me, it might not be till 2022. Just be clear. Don't be fooled by it. When it comes, don't say you know what it is. Don't start using your belief structures to already tell you what's going on. Just take it as, okay, here it is. I don't know what it is yet. I'm going to examine it carefully. I'm going to try to stay one step ahead of it, make really good choices, be courageous and committed and honest in what I do, and see what happens from it. I was at I'm still kind of rambling a bit today, I guess. I haven't talked to you for a while. I went down to the Nidaros Cathedral in Trondheim. There's a picture. I'll put one up. What's the number? So I timestamp it, 21 minutes. I can put it up for you. It's another one of these late 1800 goofball stories, where this cathedral was supposed to have been one thing, and then it fires, and the fire burned it all down, and then it just was in a rubble, and then magically in the late 1800s, these fantastic architects come and rebuild the whole thing. Yeah. I went there, I was taken there with a friend of a friend who happens to be a sacred geometry expert. And so, someone who studied the cathedral for 30 years. And so was able to show me specific areas that I might have felt or known something, but didn't know why I was feeling. He was able to explain the feeling or what was going on, or what was to acknowledge what was happening. And certain points of this cathedral, certain places of it have a most intense energy. And one room specifically, one area is built perfectly to the golden section. The golden section just it appears in everything this room does, and it's one of the most enjoyable places I've ever actually been. I other than Chartres, I can't think of a cathedral that had that. Not mean the rest of the cathedral. This one little area, right? The one area that's built perfectly. And maybe I should do a video on this cathedral, because I promised I would do historical videos if I've been there, if I've actually gone it. So I might try to take you through the obvious lie of the story, the very strange symbolism that's on the outside and the inside, some of this energy structures. But again, it was not, again, this late 1800s period, everything happens. Everything happens in the late 1800s. Everything magically gets fixed, rebuilt, redone, whatever, manufactured, created. I'm really starting to wonder, did we actually have, was there a real world before like 1850 or something? Did this reality / simulation, did it start in like 1850? Did the video game begin in 1850, and everything, for example, before that is just code in the game? That this idea that literally everything really did begin at this period, because there was actually nothing before it in our reality other than a concept or an idea, and that our reality is only about 150 years old. I'm really questioning that. I'm really questioning that everything before at least certainly the 1800s, may never have actually existed in this realm. Maybe it existed if this is a simulation in the other realm, and it was modeled on a real past somewhere else. But the fact that everything starts in this late 1800s makes me really curious. When did this reality really start? Well, I've got more potato and carrot harvesting to do. It's a busy time right now. It's the harvest. One of the other reasons I'm not getting out here as much as I should. to talk to you. House hunting, a little bit of off and on with the various body illnesses and etc. So stress out here, and we've had some real junky weather. So it's nice to actually, for the last couple of days, to kind of like get outside and be active again. It's really, really nice. So there you go. Slowly things will move over to freevoice from this channel, and this will, in time, in a month or two, this will just be a runner. I'll keep nothing here other than 1 or 2 videos that keep the movement happening. And then during Christmas, January, I might start a new book. I might actually begin the process of doing that. We'll see. Thanks for being along. Thanks for the courage you're showing. Thanks for what you guys are doing in your own lives to make a difference, even if it's only to yourself. Someone else is going to get advantage from you just being honest to yourself. You may not notice it. Someone will feel it. Someone will hear your story. Someone else who is kind of, I really wish I could do that, but you may give them enough little bit of strength from your own story for them to go ahead and take the steps they need to take. So thanks for being around. Thanks for joining. Again, sorry I'm a little slow on everything, but there's just a lot going on. Maybe once the harvest slows down and I don't have to be in the field every day, and then I might get a little more time again to do a few things. And yeah, I should do this Nidaros Cathedral video for you. And we'll leave it at that. We'll see you sometime here during the next week. I haven't had a chance to read more of Tales of Power, but that'll be next on my list to do, is get the next chapter of Tales of Power up to you, and we will see you soon. Cheers.